The Mystara project is proud to present part 19 of the Creatures of Mystara series. In this video, we shall take a look at Aurumvorae, commonly known as golden gorges. The Aurumvorax was introduced in the 1995 boxed set, Savage Baronies, Book 2, Divided We Fall, on page 15. As this was released during the period when Mystara products used the 2nd edition Advanced Dungeons & Dragons rules and products, the creature was not written up as a new monster with rules cyclopedia stats. Referring to the 1st and 2nd edition AD&D write-ups of the creature, the following rules cyclopedia stats have been constructed. Aurumvorae have a tough hide and dense mass, giving them a respectable armor class of 0, and a tough hit dice of 12. The hide is so tough that blunt weapons only do half damage. The asterisk relates to their continuous damage ability. They are 3 foot long, and 18 inches high at the shoulder. They weigh in excess of 5,000 coin, due to their dense hide, bones and flesh. They move at 75% the pace of an unencumbered human. They can burrow through the earth and even solid rock at 1/3 their normal movement rate. They attack by trying to bite an opponent for 2 to 8 damage. If successful, their powerful jaws lock onto the opponent. The creature only releases its jaws if it, or the opponent, dies. The round after the successful bite, continuous bite damage of 8 hit points per round commences. Additionally, between 2 to 8 of its claws will be in a position to rake the held opponent for 2 to 8 damage each, and the opponent loses any dexterity adjustment to their armor class. They are solitary creatures. As animals, they save as fighters of half their hit dice. They are immune to small normal fires, poisons and gases. They take half damage from medium or greater normal fires, and magical fire. They are almost fearless, with a morale of 11, but have a morale of 12 while their jaws are locked on an opponent. They have no treasure, eating coins from their victims. But money can be made from a slain Aurumvorax. They have the usual 2 intelligence and neutral alignment for animals. Aurumvorae burrow out dens in close proximity to ore veins, preferably gold. They are diurnal carnivores who also must consume ores to nourish their dense bodies. They are typically found in temperate light forests, hills, or mountainsides within the timberline. They charge attack all who enter their territory, even other Aurumvorae. They are vicious and always hungry. They mate every 8 years for 1 to 2 weeks. The female allows a worthy male to enter her territory without attacking. Once mating is done, the male returns to his territory. The female gives birth to a litter of 3 to 8 kits, about 4 months later. During their first week, the kits are blind and hairless. To survive, they must be fed meat and precious ores. Usually only the strongest 1 or 2 survive. In their dens, Aurumvorae surprise 50% of the time. Mothers attack at +2 if defending their young. If slain with minimal cutting damage, the creature's hide may be skinned and fashioned into armor. The armor is worth from 10,000 to 15,000 GP, providing an armor class between 4 and 2, and weighing from 300 to 500 coin. The armor gives a +4 bonus to saves against normal fires, and +2 versus magical fire. If the hide is too cut up, it can be melted in a forge over 1 to 2 weeks, using a very difficult process. This produces 1,500 to 2,000 coin of gold ore. If the whole creature is burnt using this process, an additional 210 to 400 coin of gold ore can be produced. Aurumvorae coppery teeth and claws are sought to use as decorations, and may be sold for 1 GP each. There is one known Aurumvorax on Mystara. Its territory is in the southeast rough hills of La Pampa Rica, west of Torre de Manzanas, on the Savage Coast. The history of Aurumvorae on Mystara is unknown. Perhaps they have spread throughout the hills, light forests and forested mountain slopes of the temperate regions of Brune, eating veins of ores until they deplete, then moving to a new territory. They could have been known to the Oltecs, possibly as a nuisance eating all their precious ores, or tamed and trained before their eyes opened to find gold for their masters. They may have been named by Thyacians, with other cultures calling them the equivalent of golden gorges. The Aurumvorax in the rough hills of La Pampa Rica indicates the presence of at least 1 vein of ore. It would probably have no trouble dealing with bands of Gozluk and Kutai goblins, Kutai orcs, bandits, and gauchos that roam La Pampa Rica. Aurumvorae are too tough for low-level parties, unless they use very good tactics and ranged attacks. A third-level magic user with a web spell could defeat an Aurumvorax fairly easily. Failing that, a fifth-level party would probably be tough enough to defeat a single Golden Gorger without suffering a fatality. PCs could try to flood dens, or set up a precious metals trap. A few adventure ideas come to mind. Firstly, an Aurumvorax has sniffed out gold in an active mine. After killing one of two overconfident miners, it burrows out a den and starts devouring the gold. The mine owner hires the PCs to deal with this golden superbadger monstrosity. The PCs will have to overcome constricted passages, collapsing passages from burrowing, and a surprise attack as the creature bursts through the earth. A second adventure could involve the PCs learning that Golden Gorgers can be trained and tamed while young before their eyes open. They can then be used to sniff out gold veins. The PCs must find a rare pregnant female, wait for the kits to be born, then steal one whilst the mother is out hunting. But they may regret this when their new pet starts eating their loot. A third adventure could involve the PCs hunting an Aurumvorax for its hide, either through their own greed or via a sponsor. The PCs are aware that using cutting weapons will probably damage the hide too much, but they may not be aware that bludgeoning weapons only do half damage. Finally, the PCs are hired by a wealthy patron who has had their golden necklace stolen. The investigation reveals the thief's identity. The PCs eventually track the thief to a wilderness den where they are attacked by a Golden Gorger. After defeating the creature, they discover the thief's lifeless body, ripped up by teeth and claws. The necklace is nowhere to be found, having been eaten by the Gorger. The party eventually discovers the nature of the creature and deduces what happened to the necklace. But they may have a hard time convincing their patron of the truth. This concludes our look at Aurumvorae, vicious golden badger-like creatures with a voracious appetite for gold and other precious ores.